Available by subscription to archiveondemand.com or by calling Steve Melching at 260-356-2611. Time is running out. The information you may gain could mean the difference between life and death. So once again, call Steve Melching at 260-356-2611.
This is the Reality Radio Network on Telstar 5 Transponder 5 and on the internet at realityradionetwork.com.
And now live with Sherry Schreiner.
Time was drifting, this rocket got to roll. So I hit the road and made my getaway. Restless feeling really got a hold. I started searching for a better way. When it comes to looking for the sign in the middle of the night, when I couldn't see the light, when I couldn't see the light. So I'm looking for a way to take me to the night. Couldn't get it right, couldn't get it right. Jealous fever made me feel right, but I must admit it's got the best of me. Getting down so deep I'm gonna drown. I can't get back the way I used to be. So the cat's on looking for a sign in the middle of the night. I couldn't see the light, no I couldn't see the light. Couldn't get it right, couldn't get it New York City, took me with the time. From hospitality, left me stranded, took away my pride. Just America know it's hospitality. So I'm looking for a sign in the middle of the night. Couldn't see the light, no, couldn't see the light. So I'm looking for a way to get it right, couldn't get it right.
Welcome to the show. I'm Sherry Schreiner. Over the past 2 weeks, more countries have tuned in to listen to this broadcast, either live or archives, or recordings passed along. Right now, over 83 countries are listening, and I want to welcome the global community to this broadcast and every broadcast. I'd like to remind everybody that you can listen to all of my shows at archiveondemand.com. For a small fee a month, you can have access to listen to it as much as you want, all month long, and that's at archiveondemand.com. The Lord told me earlier this year, He will speak to the nations, and it has just floored me to see that come about. Over 116 countries are visiting my websites daily, over 83 nations now listening to the radio recordings, and this is just the beginning, folks. The last days are here. Events now are being and have been designed to bring forth the Antichrist, and people can feel it all over the world. They can feel that something is up, prophetic events are happening, and the last days are here. The Lord has stood me up to set me forth to be His voice in the last days, to be His messenger on earth, and as He reveals things to me, I'm going to reveal them to you. America is no longer a nation under God. We are today the largest satanic abomination in the world, and our judgment is coming from the Most High God for turning our backs on Him, for going to sleep and listening to the cunning lies of leaders rising into power who claim that they believed in God and for not judging them by their fruits, for listening to the beast and Baal prophets in our churches today that many of you have made rich and in need of nothing. The people in America sat on their couches more interested in the Super Bowl than what these satanic freaks of the New World Order were doing to our country, and now it's all coming to a head, folks. The people of this nation are going to pay for their apathy toward politics and the politicians, and for being more eager to believe in lies in the hope of peace and prosperity than to search the truth about what is and what they do represent. We've sold the country our forefathers established on a Constitution and Bill of Rights to a New World Order of blood-drinking, Lucifer-taking freaks without even investigating what exactly the New World Order is, and our judgment is coming on America. Many of God's people have been sounding alarms since 1991, when former President George Bush Sr. announced the formation of a New World Order, and we were mocked and criticized and kicked out of your loops, your lists, and your groups, and your ministries. It is not if America will be judged, but when. It's been decreed by the Most High God, and I prophesy to the world tonight that America's judgment is coming. This nation is no longer in a mode to correct the evils allowed to happen, but how to somehow survive it, and the repercussions we're about to face because of it. Most of you have put all your faith in a pre-trib rapture doctrine, and tonight I'm going to blast that heresy right out of the pit of hell it came from, and try to wake you up as to why there is no pre-trib rapture and when the rapture really is. Tonight is going to be listener Colin. The number is 260-356-2611. And tonight with me is Pastor Harry Walter of SatansRapture.com. Welcome to the show, Pastor Harry.
Thank you, Sherry. I'm very glad to be on here, and I fully agree with your message.
Yeah, you know, the Lord gave me that earlier today as I was thinking and praying about the show. And every day I just prayed to Him, let me be a blessing to you tonight. And He gave me that word, and, you know, America has just been going too far, too long without caring and paying attention to what's going on with to these prophetic events or what our leaders are doing today to the country. They don't want to hear about these things.
That's true, Sherry. People have their heads stuck in the sand, and one day they're going to wake up and they're going to be in a state of total shock when they see what's here.
Yeah, you know, they're going to wonder how it all came about. You know, it all came about while they were, you know, checking out the NFL scores and the NBA scores and the World Series scores, and you know, over the years, this stuff doesn't happen just overnight, but it's gonna feel like it did to a lot of these people.
That's exactly true. You know, the Bible speaks of the mystery of iniquity is at work in the world to bring forth the Antichrist. And it is at work in the world, and many people, such as yourself and me and other people, see this coming. And, you know, the Antichrist just can't show up one day and take over the world. There has to be a framework, there has to be a platform, there has to be people working behind the scenes to prepare him. And that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing a world prepared for the coming of a new Messiah who will start a cult bigger than the world has ever seen.
Yeah, and you know what it is that we're so used to things happening behind the scenes where all these Satanists just gather in basements or in woods. But the thing is, it crept out and it came to the forefront years ago, and people still didn't recognize it for what it was.
Well, maybe we'll help them recognize it a little better tonight, Sherry.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do, wake some people up here. Now, we were talking earlier this week a little bit about Yasser Arafat's death, and you had some insight on that.
Yes, well, you know, Arafat is gone, and there's a major power vacuum in the Mideast. And right now, President Bush and Tony Blair are rushing in, and they think that they're going to bring a rapid peace in the Mideast. But Hamas just issued a statement that they're for the total destruction of Israel. So you can see right now that when Daniel said 2,500 years ago is true. He said that the Mideast is going to really unravel into total war. The Antichrist will come as a world savior, and he will bring a peace treaty to Israel that will last for 3.5 years. And we see the stage being set for that right now. And people that put their trust in politicians, they're not going to save you. Yeah, we can see when the Bible codes are even pointing to this, but any attempt man's going to make in this Mideast to bring peace is just going to fail.
Well, you know, even in the Bible codes last year, I had seen Yasser Arafat's death for April, and there was an assassination that was going to be attempted on Bush last November. And so I exposed both of those assassinations, and they were delayed, canceled, whatever. And now, this November, it's Arafat. So I was wondering if April, if they're just switching, same month, just switching people, and then in April we could see a possible assassination on President Bush.
Well, that's very possible. Real quickly, Sherry, a lot of people write to me, you know, I have a site, SatansRapture.com, and I do a little bit of research on the Bible code, but I basically stay with, you know, the book of Revelation and Bible prophecy. But a lot of people write to me and they say that the Bible code isn't prophecy because some codes don't come true and it's false prophecy and all. Do you have a quick comment for that, Sherry?
Well, I don't think it's a prophecy either because it's not of us saith the Lord.
Right.